Alright people, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you'll know when I upload the next video and you'll be supporting my channel. Follow me. Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction. This is Kid Nation, JonTron by the channel JonTron Show. What is Kid Nation? Is this I don't know, some kind of a TV show or something, or some type of, I don't know, scam type of thing? Because JonTron apparently he reviews lots of scam type of thing. I don't know, people told me to react to this one because this is really good, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, so I know which type of videos to react to more, I guess. Check out the reaction today, there's a link in the description. Check out the cast of different playlists like JonTron playlist with all my JonTron reactions. There are quite a few there. And Warhammer 40k playlist, internet historian, history. Yeah, let's watch it.
Things, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, and that sponsor is Lords Mobile. Not only did they help make this video possible today, but they also are aiding in the fight against the coronavirus by donating over 1.8 million pieces of medical supplies to countries in need. But that's not all, they also want to support you. Me? Oh yes, you. With everything going on in the world today right now, Lords Mobile and I wanted to try to find a way to help you and give back a bit.
That doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't the audiences be opposite of the TV, not inside the TV? I don't know.
So we're doing a $20,000 giveaway. 20 people will be getting $1,000 each. It's super simple. All you've got to do is download the game from the link in the description and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win. You'll also automatically receive a $350 Lords Mobile gift pack after downloading the game. In Lords Mobile, you can play with over 300 million players around the world to form a guild with your friends and take on the world together. Your guild mates are your allies who can send you resources and help you with your building projects. You can also team up together to take down your enemies and defend each other from outside threats. Or if you just want to let off some steam, you can capture, sequester, execute, or even charge ransoms for other players. The game has a mix of strategy, RPG, MMO, and city building, and if you're a solo player, they have an RPG-style campaign where you'll create your strongest team of 5 heroes to lead your kingdom to glory! Or failure! Sorry, I can't guarantee your victory if you aren't in my guild. My bad. So, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download Lords Mobile from the link in my description to automatically be entered in the $20,000 giveaway. Okay, let's go! I've got a question for you. If it were the year 2007, your name were Jonathan Karsh, and CBS, the primetime family-friendly television network, just gave you a shitload of money to make a reality television show, would you A, put a bunch of literal children in the middle of the desert in a Lord of the Flies-style situation without adult supervision and force them to survive?
No.
Or B, congratulations, if you chose A, you're correct. You in shame. Basically, this was a real show somehow. I don't know how they got away with it. It was a real reality television show in 2007.
No. I thought this was gonna be some scam type of thing, but no, it's a reality TV show where they literally threw these kids in that Lord of the Flies type of thing. Lord of the Flies, I remember reacting to that video from, Orisa History Prox, and it's just like, holy shit, that's just bad. But that's just horrible situation all around. But they actually did that similar shit here. I mean, not literally Lord of the Flies type of shit, but they just threw them in one of those reality shows way where you have to survive type of thing. These are kids. This is not legally allowed. If someone needs a guardian legally, right, under 18 or whatever, you can't do shit like this. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. How does that even work?
Where they took a bunch of young kids of varying ages and put them in the middle of a desert to create a society all on their own. And they filmed it. For real. I swear I'm not making this up. They really did this. And I have no idea how I've never heard of it. I had to experience this, and now, so do you. So prepare yourselves for the impending PR disaster that was Kid Nation.
Yeah, I'm preparing myself. I'm not gonna lie. I love JonTron whenever he does things like this. It's just best thing ever. So this is gonna be great. But only thing I can think about this is maybe this is way too fake. This whole Kid Nation thing, right? It's all trickery and camera and basically people that are there to make sure the kids are completely safe, their guardians, parents, whatever. Because only then they could have permission from whatever federal organization to do this. Otherwise, no way this is allowed.
This is Bonanza City, New Mexico.
No.
Or what's left of it anyway. The pioneers who ran this place back in the 1800s ran it into the ground. Lack of lead.
I just took a bunch of kids there and throw them here. There you go. More of a Deadwood, that TV show type of scenario. Fuck it.
Leadership and lack of will combined to leave this town completely and totally dead.
Lack of leadership, lack of courage, lack of hydration. They moved to Los Angeles. They're fine now. I'm gonna put kids here. How did they get? Was there a lawsuit attached to this?
No.
This
is way too cool.
From the Kid Nation wiki here. Speaking before an audience of television reviewers, producer Tom Foreman acknowledged that Kid Nation would inevitably share some elements with William Golding's novel Lord of the Flies.
What? I thought this is just one of those things that JonTron is making a joke about or something. Like JonTron is exaggerating with comparison. He literally said that to people that this is similar to Lord of the Flies. Does he know how Lord of the Flies happens?
How do you bitch that? Listen, board of directors, I know you've got safety at the forefront of your mind. Inevitably, though, the kids will begin to kill one another to form a dominance hierarchy. If you see, if those are the script, that's the script and this is the production, it's built, you can't not have the fat kid, it's really hard.
Now,
Animal
40
instinct.
new pioneers will try to fix their forefathers' mistakes and build a town that works. It won't be easy. Pioneer living is tough. And the amazing part is, these pioneers are children.
I love this freaking epic helicopter shot. I like how he's like, yes, that's correct. As I'm speaking to you now, 40 children are barreling towards me at a speed that is not legal in most of the lower 48 states.
That's right. The oldest just turned 15. The youngest is 8.5.
He got that one just looking at a picture of their family. That's the last you'll ever see. You're gonna be forgetting mommy's face soon.
I didn't even thought of that. Man, that's grim. Why would they show that picture? I mean, clearly they're sending this kind of, I mean, we are joking here, but clearly they want to send that particular message. There are very subliminal messages in between there. Why would they show the family picture otherwise? Like, look at their family. He's gonna leave this family and go into the jungle. That is, basically human nature.
They are every kind of kid imaginable. City kids, country kids, rich, poor,
And even the rarest kind of kid of all, missing.
I'm not gonna be with my parents. There's no adults, and I think I'm gonna die out here because there's nothing.
He's got a lock on it. Jimmy, 8, the youngest. Clearly kids are smarter than we give them credit for.
Here's what I'm afraid about. If I catch a bad disease or I break a leg, literally.
She's gonna be the winner, I can tell. The attitude, she's got an attitude. She's a good one, good attitude though.
40 kids with
I definitely thought.
She's got an attitude, she's a good one.
Look at that face. That face is like, she basically plots lots of things and will literally, people are getting hurt and everybody's burning. She would just sit there and, blowing bubble gum like that. Like, yeah, that's about right.
Good attitude though.
40 kids with no parents, no teachers anywhere. And their leaders, they're kids too.
Everyone's kids. The cameramen, kids. The producers, kids. The medic, that's 3 kids. We thought that was too hard for 1 kid. Split it among 3.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Family Guy did a joke about this, about some news channel or something. Like, everybody's a kid or something. Like, everybody's toddler. And there's just suddenly saw that scene and everybody's just rolling around crying. And you would expect how kids do. Right? Because Family Guy is, really best at that. Taking a ridiculous situation, showing the reality of that. Like, what if we replace everybody from the news channel or something to a kid? Everybody's a kid. What would happen? Obviously, everybody just roll around, there would be chaos, everybody crying. This would be similar to that. Obviously, this is all fucking fake. Nowhere there are not real people taking care of the kids there. Otherwise, like I said, federal government would not agree to this. There are way too many laws that are getting broken here.
It's the first ever Kid Nation.
That's right. We're seriously dropping kids off to fend for themselves in the genuine middle of nowhere.
40 kids, who will survive?
That's the buzzard that'll eat your dehydrated corpse if you don't work hard enough at the game.
Come off the bus!
Get the fuck fuck up. What are you waiting for? You think I got time for this? You know who I am? I gotta get on a plane to somewhere real.
Hey, everybody, gather up, pack it
Checks
in.
to cast.
I'm Jonathan. Nice to meet you guys.
They don't feel the same way, Jonathan. They don't feel the same way. And by the way, how dare you use such a name? Sneeze. But that's not going to stop me from saying what I need to say.
Okay, what?
Oh, fuck. It's the worst when you can't sneeze.
So how are you guys feeling?
I love how this. Get out of the bus. I don't have time for this shit. I have to go to Bahamas and hang out there. Just chill.
Scared.
Well, say goodbye to that school bus.
How's everybody feeling? Oh, scared? Well, good news. Have a look at the tail end of your only possible way out of here. It's gone.
And say hello to the middle of nowhere.
Good luck. Sorry you didn't get, like, Fear Factor.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah. It's just setting in. I don't know, whatever I got myself. I mean, my parents got me into.
Yeah,
Are the parents
seriously.
liable here? Because I think the parents are liable here.
Definitely.
Because I don't think, like, an 8-year-old is just like, Mommy, can you send me out into a desert with Jonathan Karsh? I don't think the 8-year-old takes most of those steps. I think some of it's on the parents there.
Bonanza City.
No, that's not even a conversation. It's definitely on the parents. Anything happened to her, it's the parents' fault, regardless of what. 8-year-olds basically says to the parents that strap me to a rocket because I want to go to the moon. Just literally strap me in the side of the rocket, tie me up with a rope because I want to go to the moon. That's what 8-year-olds say. Everything is on the parents at this point. It doesn't matter what the 8-year-old says.
Is just a few miles that way, and you're going to be there for the next 40 days. But don't worry, you've got each other. You've also got 4 leaders. And they were chosen because they represent all of you in age, geography, everything.
Are you trying to accuse me? I didn't get the 3 who they represent age, geography, everything?
They're your town council, and I think I hear them coming right now.
Coming with the helicopters. That's right, bitches. We are superior to you. We came to helicopter.
This is Mike.
Hey,
I came from a helicopter, came from the sky.
I think I'm a good leader because I have respect for other people's ideas.
Unlike the rest of these.
I won't be able to get through this video, man. We came from helicopter because that shows you that you are scum. You came from the bus, we came from the helicopter. Obey us. Oh, God.
And this is Taylor, a gung-ho pageant queen.
If I can make this a better world, I'd bring world peace to Africa with all the orphans, especially to Iraq, and that'd be the #1 place that needs world peace.
That's beautiful, Taylor, and you can get right on that after you finish bringing running water to this town of 40 literal infants.
This is Anjay, a genius spelling bee champ.
3 adults I know have done a good job. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay, 3 of the only good adults, all of them wanted the British to stop ruling their country.
And this is Laurel, a respected student leader.
I really believe in my own true beliefs, and no one's gonna make me think otherwise.
Wow. Politicians.
When I saw those 4
True,
kids, I
that's
was
true.
like, oh no, this is all gonna fall apart. What? Is this the right people, or are they just getting right back on the helicopter?
I mean, I'm looking at them coming down, and I'm thinking, frankly, my biggest problem here is just that they're unelected, and also that they're children.
Behind me are
hierarchy.
wagons filled with 40 days worth
Elected.
of frontier supplies. You guys are going to grab a wagon and get started. It's a long hike.
That is the elected thing, yeah. This is aristocracy. It's just fun. I can't even speak properly. Oh God, this is so good. This is so good. Why didn't I react to this before, man? After what, 20, 30 videos from JonTron, now I'm reacting to this.
Jesus, in Jesus' name.
And that's just the beginning. The next 40 days will be hard.
This is hard for a 7-foot-tall Norman Viking. You're about that big.
If you just
You're
can't handle all of
fuck
this, well, there's going to be a town hall meeting in a few days where any one of you can decide to give up and go home.
If any of you wants to be a little bitch on national television in front of all your peers, well, don't worry, you could do that in 5 days from now.
It's entirely up to you, okay?
There are no correlating factors relating to your decision. It is 100% up to you. Do you understand?
Council, 2 things you need to remember. First, after you get to town and settle in, go to the chapel where you'll find an old book that'll give you a lot more information about what to do.
It's called the Holy Bible. And God damn it, you guys are gonna need it.
Second, there's something I want to show you.
Oh god, I don't know if that's what he intended, but that was Holy Bible thing just got me. It's just like, that's what, people have been doing for 2,000 years, where they didn't have science or engineering or nothing. They barely survive by many diseases. If you get stung by some mosquito, get malaria, you have Holy Bible. Just cling on to that and hope for the best.
It's a good idea to get to know the kids in your town because every few days, you're going to give one of them one of these. It's a trophy for the top kid in town.
Okay, I don't care what it is. Can you keep it out of my eyes, please?
Because Bonanza City was based on mining, this 2-pound star is worth its weight in
Or
$20,000.
no. As if these kids have an understanding of what $20,000 was. What's that worth? Like 50, 60, 70 Snickers bars?
Promise me you can't tell anybody about this.
I'm not talking about the star. I'm talking about this. Okay, please. Don't tell anybody about this.
I mean, every single word that's been told to them is big words, right? Council, elected, $20,000. These are kids, man. They don't understand shit. Running something, responsibilities, what?
A lot of trouble.
We don't want to start a riot here on the wagon train, okay?
You don't want your top military guards to be decapitated, heads on pikes around the Bastille, okay? You don't want that. No resistance! Okay, you don't want any of that, okay? You don't want that to happen.
I don't think it's too much fun living in the old days. I told you that would happen. Really no fun.
He really doesn't look like he's having a good time, like for real.
Tough work.
Yeah.
But it has to be done.
Hey, it ain't easy pulling carts of plastic Tupperware and chicken eggs and shit.
No, the way you say it's a tough work, but it had to be done. I'm sure there's a dead kid buried somewhere.
Somebody's gotta do it, okay? That's strong enough.
There's nothing here. It just looks like there was something, but now it's gone. This place is dead, and we need to bring it back to life. I felt sort of weird because I thought that maybe they would be adults.
You can't script that. You can't make that up. That kid is the proof. That kid's a legitimate proof this actually happened.
Here, in a kid's world, there's no President Bush. There's nothing.
Homegirl, you should be talking about Jeb. Now, if Jeb were here, this would be a fixed up town.
Are we supposed to? Yeah. In disarray. Guys, there's something in here.
Oh, hey, I think there's something. Okay, that's just scorpions, I think. There's like a big snake in there, too. It's just scorpions and a snake, guys.
Well, when we first started planning for dinner, I realized that a lot of us haven't done anything.
Does screwdriver beat, like, can of corn? If I put a hole in my friend, does he stop? Does he, like, slow down?
We need some water. Guys, where's the water?
There's no water? How do you get water if you don't have water? How do you get water if you don't have water? Just hit the ground. Just...
You're gonna destroy a proper guitar.
Taylor, what's wrong? I just like missing home and I just miss my own bed and like getting to eat protein like in meats and all.
I just miss those like base amino acids that my cells need to survive. I don't know, I just wish they would have like at least left a couple Flintstone gummies or something.
I don't know if I'm gonna be at the meeting or not.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. If that girl was crying, if that was real, I think that already broke lots of laws, I guess, because a kid in distress like that, that's not okay, right? I'm pretty sure that's not okay, because the fundamentals is here. Kids are not adults, right? They can make their own decision, and they cannot, be held accountable for their own actions or whatever. I don't know. They are not responsible for anything. So if any kid is in distress like that, when you're in their situation, their parents are already at fault, right? That's a child abuse in a way. I mean, I don't know, because I don't care if kid wanted to come here. It's not up to the kid, right? It's parents' responsibility. They are the guardians, literally. It says in the word, guardians.
Why? Today has been the worst day in
What exactly happened to you 3 years ago, Jared?
We don't ask that yet.
What happened?
I don't see any food. No food.
When we say one pancake apiece, you need to take one pancake apiece. Some people didn't get pancakes. I didn't get any pancakes. This is the second day. Why are we arguing already like this?
Okay, you guys, listen up! This is to prove that kids of all age groups like you guys can actually take control, get organized, and that you can actually work together cooperatively. You guys actually need to listen to your leaders because, yes, okay, they've made a few mistakes. This is the second day. There's gonna be mistakes, okay? But you guys really need to think of your job and you need to take control of it. And after we do that, we'll just become a working machine.
Each of us will be a cog in a big machine, an empty machine, but it's gonna have to be that way or else we'll all starve.
And we'll just work out a lot better.
Michael! 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 He did it! Our king is a great! Viva la revolution!
Here's the book. A Pioneer Journal.
No way, this is real. This was real. Everybody was screaming like, fuck you, Mike, sit down.
There's Bonanza City, 1885. If you're reading this, then you've made it to Bonanza City. We couldn't make this town work, but maybe you can build a better Bonanza and a better world.
Oh, on the second page there's just a picture of a bunch of skeletons. Weird.
If you want your town to work better than ours, best divide your groups into 4 equal districts: blue, red, green, and yellow.
You gotta split that sucker up into blue, green, yellow, and the other color. That's how you do it, okay? You split it into colors. That's how you make a town. But I wouldn't take advice from us, because we ran a town to the ground.
Yesterday, Jonathan told us about this really old book.
I read like a passage from it out loud. I think it was an incantation. I know I shouldn't have, but the town might be cursed now. But Jimmy, you're green, Alex, gonna be blue.
So in order to make it work, we had to split you guys up into 4 different districts.
I mean, I know it's counterintuitive, but the town, it's gotta be districtized because that's straight from the guys who killed the town, made the town die. It's gonna die otherwise.
I think I did a good job at picking the teams. People seem to like each other, they get along. Where's Jimmy? I don't know.
Jimmy?
Okay, everyone, don't panic. We've lost Jimmy. The youngest is missing. Was this not awkward to film? You track down this 8-year-old somewhere randomly in the camp? It's just you and him?
Again, that's a crime. That's a kid in distress, regardless of the situation, right? I mean, your reality TV show does not count as something. It's just stupid bullshit that you come up with. In reality, as a whole picture, there's an 8-year-old in distress, and people are filming and not helping the kid. No.
And you're just silently filming him cry? What are you monsters? That's great. Nah, nice, Jimmy. Just give me more of that. Just keep thinking about how you have literally no escape.
Jimmy, think of that. If you don't pull this off, you know, your parents are gonna go bankrupt. Your parents are gonna leave you. Think about that, Jimmy. That's right, a bit more tears.
Somebody has graffitied with the chalk all over. Gonna find out who did this.
If only they would have left some sort of clue.
Pioneers, gather up!
And the bell's ringing. And I seen John live there ringing it. I was like, I wonder what that's for.
What is that for? You know, because Jay Carson's ringing that bell quite liberally, and it's not generally good plans he's got for us. So, you know, I'm really wondering what that's for.
He's gonna introduce wrestling or something.
Pioneer living is tough, isn't it? Who thinks this has been totally chaotic?
Show of hands, who thinks any of this has been reasonable at all? Who thinks this is totally out of line?
Jimmy, you're a little quiet over here. How's this on you? You're only 8 years old.
You
Are you
little
missing your
bitch.
parents?
Must be hard seeing as I dropped you off in this barren landscape. You miss your mommy and daddy? Why don't you speak up? What are you so quiet for? Small infant in the back? You're looking like easy prey as far as I see it.
Well, maybe it's time to get a little bit more organized. How does that sound?
Yeah, yes, please. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. That's what I want.
This board lays out all the jobs that need to be done to make this town run.
Okay, that's not really what I was thinking.
He's gonna start a sweatshop or something, all the jobs, alright.
When you said organized, I was thinking like a supply chain of food and dairy that comes like once a week, maybe?
Cooking, cleaning, even running stores. That's right.
Running stores!
Woo woo! Retail! Yeah!
You guys are going to be managing stores in Bonanza City filled with cool stuff. You'll even run a soda saloon where root beer costs a nickel. How does that sound?
Fuck yeah, root beer, yeah! Can we get water first, though?
As you can see on the board, starting right now, you get paid for doing your jobs. We're gonna figure out who does what fairly. In true Wild West fashion, we're gonna have a showdown.
That's right. You kids are gonna fight to the death for your fixed spot in the hierarchy of this child-backed feudal economy. Woo! All right, Jimmy, you better...
Winner has a prize of making iPhones for everybody, and we'll compensate you somewhat.
work the hardest out of anyone here. You got the most of your life to live out in this system. You're only 8 years old. See? That's you all the way down there. You better hope you can scrounge up enough corn to pay the cooking class their wage. Okay? That's me up there. That's the king, Jay Karsh. It works out pretty good in the end there. It's an elegant little system. So yeah, he makes the teams compete for their place in the social structure here, literally. Which is amazing considering the kids who get in the laborer class clearly have shown themselves here to be the least able to do labor. So that's a bit of a cruel trick.
You guys all pull together and you want to...
This kind of a class system that he's showing here, it itself is wrong. Teaching kids this kind of a shit itself is wrong, right? I mean, you know, just climbing that kind of a pyramid that way, this is fucked up. I don't know. I'm sure that this is not going to end well, right? I mean, this is a 25-minute video. I'm sure he's going to, John is going to tell us how this ended. And I guess some agency probably stepped in and stopped it. I don't know.
Reward for the entire town. The reward is going to be a choice.
Christ's sakes. You're going to make them pay. All right. What do we got?
Outhouses. 4 of them. That's right. From 1 to 8.
From 1 to 8? You've only given 1 outhouse this whole time? Wait, are you serious? Have they seriously, I mean, I know it's reality TV, but we've established this one's a little different. Are you telling me they've actually had all the kids be using 1 outhouse? Oh my God, dude, you know what I mean? You just, sometimes you meet a guy, you fucking keep
So which reward will you choose?
I mean, we all know how kids are organized and responsible. It's like, it's not like, they have to take a shit. Basically they just run into it like, holy shit, I have to go. No, they can understand there is a queue now that I have to wait for. Kids can understand that, right? 1 outhouse is enough.
Choose 7 more outhouses or this. A TV!
Sanitary conditions, Bugs Bunny, no gangrene, young Sheldon.
Council, you guys run this town. It's really up to you. So take a walk, talk, and figure this out.
If we have a TV, when are they going to have time to actually watch the TV? It's
Yeah,
great.
and we need more outhouses.
But also, you look at the fact, the TV, like, people just something to do.
I've heard like they're planning a coup. They're coming for us, at least with SpongeBob.
That's how he said it.
On the screen, okay, dancing around. It's gonna distract them. We don't have to get drawn and quartered, hung publicly in the square.
We made a quick decision that you guys are going to have outhouses.
We don't want any more diseases from the toilet. Yeah, we want the toilets.
I might leave. Why?
It would be so great if we had said that. We all made a decision that we need outhouses because we need to take a shit. This is ridiculous.
Jimmy, why would you want to go home right now?
I just miss my family, that's it. Same here. Yeah, you do need to stay.
You keep your pointy finger away from my little Jimmy. Don't poke my Jimmy like that. You understand? You poked him again! Don't poke my Jimmy like that!
Let's go, Pioneers! And welcome to the very first Bonanza City Town Hall meeting.
Just so you know, this is the first time the kids can elect to leave. So they were stuck here until this part. This is it. This is the first time. They had to go through all of that before they're allowed to leave.
Oh gosh, I hope everyone's going to be nice to each other. No yelling and or cursing.
Hope nobody brings out a bone club they picked from a wildebeest out in the desert, starts brandishing it, beating down the other kids. Hope that doesn't happen.
Now, I know this has been an emotional few days, and a lot of you miss your folks. I'm going to ask this question in every town meeting. Does anybody want to go home?
Anybody here want to look like a little bitch?
Taylor, you were pretty homesick. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, Taylor, remember that thing you told me in confidence that I'm now revealing in front of all your peer group? How about now? How's it going now? You still feeling like a big loser, baby? We wants to go home?
Does anyone else here want to go home?
That was the energy I got from that.
Jimmy, why do you want to go home?
I'm really homesick.
The way he said it, Jimmy, why do you want to go? Why do you want to be a little bitch? You want to be a loser your whole life? What's wrong with you?
I think I'm way too young for this.
He's like the only person with a rational sense of anything
Seriously.
here. I am way too young for this, Jonathan.
Do you want to leave this
I'm way too young for this. You people have lost your fucking mind. What is this shit? That's what he should have said. That's the vibe he was giving that.
entire experience and go back home?
You want to look at these 4 hellish walls and tell me you want to walk back home and eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich made by your mom?
And eat ice cream?
That's really what you want to do, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm done. I'm good. Bye. Bye. I'm Jimmy. Bye. I'm Jimmy. Bye.
We'll call your parents.
So let me get this straight. Taking a shit in crappy bunker, the crap houses, that there was only one before that, right? Answering to all this asshole who thinks they're better than me, right? Answering to you and your smug face and all these crappy looking walls that even probably will leak every time there's rain or something, right? After all that shit, that or ice cream, peanut butter jelly and video games. Let me guess. It's difficult for me to answer.
We'll take you home, and this is the end of your
Life. Only the strong survive. No one leaves Kid Nation unless they make it through Kid Nation.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy.
Can't you lie to Jimmy?
Bye, Jimmy.
I guess he was just way too homesick and just needed to go home.
Now, one last piece of business before we close, and I think you guys are going to
I'm
like
not gonna
this.
lie, if I were a kid there and at the age of 10 year around, I would be thinking, did Jimmy really go to home, or is one of those situations? Which is that movie? I think it's Undisputed, right? That fighter mixed martial art movie, Undisputed 2, 3, Boyka thing. In that, I think it was Undisputed 3 or 4, I don't know. In one of them, I guess when you lose, they send you home, but they don't really send you home. They kill you or something, right? I don't know, I would be thinking that, did he go home? Obviously, right now, being a grown-up, I wouldn't think that. But as a kid, I would be thinking that, did he really go home?
This. Take a look at this, you guys.
What the hell? Okay, now he brings it up like the literal second Jimmy leaves. He's like, all right, now that loser's gone, who wants to win $20,000? Jimmy was robbed. I'm just going to say it. Jimmy was robbed here.
The person we felt
Somebody's gonna take this home, $20,000 gold, and Jimmy and the bus like, what the fuck?
who worked the hardest this entire time that they've been here is Sophia.
So Sophia wins it, and then they allow her to go to the one phone in the facility that they've been locking off from everyone. She's able to contact her mother for help. I got the mom's just on the other end, probably like, that's great, sweetie. What do you mean? I thought the desert, rattlesnakes. What do you mean, feudalism? Honey, where are you? Honey, where are you? Can you see an intersection? What's the nearest street sign? Honey.
So let me get this. Only somebody who has the star can call home. That's very kidnappy, isn't that? Only you can call home.
In short, this has been probably illegal.
Massively
Definitely unethical.
illegal. Yeah.
I give it 5 stars, worth $20,000 each.
Next time on JonTron, find out the thrilling conclusion to the Kid Nation saga as John dives headfirst into an interview with Jimmy, 8, from New Hampshire. Though he's not 8 anymore, at least I think. Kid Nation hit quite a long time ago now, so I doubt he's still 8. But you'll have to tune in next time to find out.
Did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
Man, look, I bet that was completely staged. I mean, I hope it was staged, because I don't even know what to think if that was real reality show like that. I mean, I know when I'm talking real reality, so I'm not talking about just they were literally by on their own. Nobody's like that. Not even those survival shows of the adults. And they are not, real as in, yes, they get aid here and there by the people, obviously. That's the reality I'm talking about. I hope it's not even that. I hope there are literally parents are there, guardians are there, way too many people watching and just staying away from the camera. I hope it was like that. And then the government said, okay, you can do this since it's just deception and entertainment is always deception. Who gives a fuck? If it's that, I'm fine with it. But if it's like normal reality show where some guy's looking around, right, with minimum safety, like some cameraman or some director like that, the presenter or somebody's just looking around, it's literally a place like that, probably unsafe from what I can see, like 18th century, some kind of a town. Unsafe condition like that where, I don't know, some accident can happen to some kid because, let's be honest, not many people are, watching the kids there, not too many safety thing, like how the real survival. If it's like that, I don't know what to think of that. I don't know how government let them, because this is not 1990 or something, this is 2007. 2007 was literally yesterday. And I don't know how this happened. And I bet there was no another show, because even after seeing that, government probably went, I know you were taking care of the safety, but you know what, yeah, I think it just feels a bit on the nose and we can't let you do this again. Because people basically burn us if we let you do that again. I don't know. But this is the most hilarious video ever watched, and thank God John is the one who reviewed this, because this is so perfect for him. Every joke, every single edit is just perfection. If I watch a video twice, it would be this one. This was way too good.
Hello, my hair is getting so large it is acquiring its own gravity field and or sentience. This video is brought to you by the Ridge Wallet. That's right, the wallet that holds up to 12 cards as well as cash. With over 30,000 5-star reviews and a lifetime warranty to boot, they're the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. And best of all, they've got over 30 colors and styles to choose from, so you can pick the one that's right for you. So if you're still using a bulky old wallet like this, why don't you head over to ridge.com/JonTron and use code JonTron to save yourself 10% and get free worldwide shipping and returns. And not to mention, this beauty makes a perfect gift for Father's Day, which is coming up. Don't be a bad son or daughter.
Last time on
Bye, or else you're a
JonTron,
bad son.
John took a plunge into the world of Jonathan Kosh and Kid Nation. Today we catch up with Jimmy from New Hampshire to find out if he's still 8 years old and to ask the hard-hitting questions. If you haven't watched part 1, do so now or I'll scream. Link in the description below.
What may have seemed like the ending there was really just the beginning for us. We had to get down to the bottom of what actually happened at Kid Nation. And I'm very pleased to announce we have a very special guest joining us here today. So everyone, please put your hands together for Jimmy Flynn! Sorry, we gotta take precautions here. All right, just gonna spray you down first, Jimmy. All right, sorry about this. It's for your own good. Okay,
May
let's go.
2020.
All right, Jimmy, just come on over this way. Have a seat over there. Thanks again for coming on.
Of course, it's an honor, John.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Trust me. Look at you. You're all grown up. You're a big boy now.
Yep.
The fuck are you laughing at? You think this is funny? This isn't funny. This is serious. This was child abuse. What happened to you? It's great to have you here. Can I offer you anything before we start?
As openers go.
Can of Bush's baked beans?
Sure.
Nice. Sorry. This should hydrate you before we. Oh shit! Oh my God, I'm sorry. So this is the real Jimmy. He's really here. This is him. Jimmy, we have a lot of questions for you. I'm sure everyone watching at home, I'm sure everyone is curious. I'm curious. We're all curious, but we want to get the real scoop from somebody who's really there. You say your memory's a bit fuzzy then, right?
Yeah, it was 13 years ago, so a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah, so you were 8 then, and you are 21 now? Mm-hmm. Okay, so just tell us, what we really want to know is, was it as real as it looks?
So people didn't, so when they say no adults, I mean, they meant no parents. Obviously, there's cameramen and stuff. People thought there was no cameraman or anything like that.
That's what I was saying. I figured the cameraman wasn't like a toddler.
It wasn't a robot, yeah.
A robot, or I wouldn't even think of robot. I was thinking like a toddler, but. Oh. Wait, so yeah, there's adults manning the stations, the cameras and stuff.
And every now and then they would dictate some things you did. Like I found so I was on the poor team. Okay.
The poor team?
The poor team.
Oh, you mean like the laborer class?
Yeah.
Do we have that down here? See? There you were. Child feudalism. That's you down there, see? You were there.
Yep, I see that. Mm-hmm.
You were right there in the laborer class.
I was one of the damned, yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. Anyway, so you go on.
So we got like, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 buffalo nickels, which was the currency.
Buffalo nickel?
They were just silver with buffaloes on them.
Yeah, fair enough. Currency of the Old West.
And I spent all my money in the candy shop and on root beer because I was 8 years old.
So you were going to a payday advance like right after that, weren't you? You were trying to get a welfare check.
Yeah, I wanted.
You were waiting in the unemployment line.
Yeah, I was, and so I didn't have any money, but like for the most part, I spent all of it, and then
you gotta save, Jimmy.
Camera,
come on.
I didn't know.
All right, many things. I'm surprised there were no parents because I don't know the laws basically, but I don't know. How do you go around the fact that there were no parents or guardians present there with 8-year-olds being there? Is that legal? I don't know, man. Some lawyers should really see this in detail and talk about it on YouTube because I don't get it. I mean, what? Basically, all the parents and guardians sign up for it and that's, I guess, enough. I guess by then it's not child abuse if parents say so. How does that work? I mean, and especially all the concept that they were introducing, right, about the money and shit. Kids don't know the concept of money in that way, right? They're not responsible. Basically, he can just take all his money and buy root beer and, I guess, throw it on the ground. And then what? He's starved to death when he's hungry or something. I don't know. I don't know what's... I guess, it's, even he isn't probably allowed to talk something about the show, right? There are some certain clauses here and there. I don't know how they would enforce it. He was 8-year-old. Whatever contract he did wouldn't matter. But I don't know. I highly doubt it was just cameramen. It has to be more people than just cameramen. And yeah, they were taking care of the kids from left to right because 8-year-old. It's not 14, 15. Even then I understand like teenager, maybe sure. But they were 8 years old there. 8-year-old, 10-year-old. What the fuck?
Saving was I didn't.
I was 8. I'm way too young for this.
And so some of the cameramen were like, "Oh, look what we found here," and they would kick some dirt and be like, "Oh, it's a buffalo nickel. You should pick it." But they planted it probably.
Oh, they just would like throw you more money.
Yeah.
So was it a real functioning economy? I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, like I would go. I didn't know we had a general store. I didn't know that. They didn't communicate that with us. I just knew that there was a candy store and a soda shop.
It sounds like they didn't clue you in on much then.
Yeah, I also probably wasn't listening very well because I was 8 and I don't listen.
Jimmy, come on. Did they give you like food that wasn't shown, or did you really have to eat what they cooked?
So for the most part, we ate what they cooked, and they had like it was horrible.
What the kids cooked?
Yeah, it was shit. It was horrible.
I knew it. So they really were.
What? No, man. This is way too real. I mean, I just said it that probably currency, they acted as if currencies are real and they had to basically, pay with that currency like it's real, not just for TV show. I was half serious. I hope I'm not. But apparently that was the case. If you lose all your money, they basically, sleep you money. Like, on the dot, like, oh, look at that. You found some money there. Just pick it up. Because they had to be serious about that shit. And they actually ate stuff that kids made. I mean, they could have had food poisoning if the food is not properly cooked or whatever. How does that... I don't know, man.
They weren't feeding you. You had to feed yourselves.
To my memory, they fed us one time, and it was after the big...
One of the kids started to look real pale, like
started to numb. After the we got trench foot. No, after the like the big event, we came back and everywhere there was no time to cook because we did the event. And we were all like freezing because it was very cold. Oddly enough, it's cold in New Mexico at night, and so they fed us.
Oddly, it would be.
I didn't like vegetables very much, but I remember it was a weirdly cooked chicken breast, and then like this purple. I'm assuming it's cabbage now, but I didn't know what it was at the time.
Some purple substance.
It was purple stuff, and it wasn't good.
Oh my god!
I did not eat very well. Because other than that, we had
the whole
dusty pancakes and molasses syrup.
So they just said, children, make your own food, really eat it, and stay alive, and there's no problem with this.
One of the intervention they had people just walk around making sure you're hydrated. Because they couldn't have people passing out, so
okay, that'd be bad for ratings.
Yeah,
that's
they had this one assistant.
The way he said it, that JonTron was just completely perfect there. They can have bad rating. The way he said it, it sounded like that. Like they can have people passing out. I mean, there's a longest tournament left. I mean, who cares if they're kids? It's all about the ratings.
was always giving me Gatorade. Oh, and they gave us this dust to brush your teeth. You had like little.
What?
You do this and you
could have just picked it off the ground. Dust?
Well, it wasn't dust. It was a little canister with like powder that you'd rub on your teeth and then spit.
I guess the main question is, to what degree was that really like just you versus the elements? How much intervention was there?
There was enough just to get us by, but other than that, I didn't think there was a whole lot. Cause I like I said, like, okay, so when I'm sleeping, I had a mattress that was probably this thick, and then a blanket that was the thickness of this carpet.
This is just wrong.
Really did that to you?
I'm like, and then my pillow, I didn't have one, so I used my red puffy coat. I'd puff it up and use it as a pillow. And I had long hair, so I got cut in the zipper a few times.
You know, I started this video thinking, oh, it'd be funny. I'm getting pissed off now. You can't do this shit. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with their parents? I blame their parents. What the fuck? How could you do this to your kid?
Wait, but that must have been like legitimately scary for you a little bit, right?
Yes, he was an 8-year-old.
With like 4 or 5 other boys I just met.
So there was no way out of it until the first town hall meeting, right?
Yeah, you were forced for the first 4 days.
Because I love how they're like, don't worry, this isn't some kind of crazy show. You can get off. Just, you gotta wait like 2 weeks. Like, that's really what they did, right? So that's not fake. You couldn't elect out.
Not that I mean, if I really like threw a tantrum, they probably would. But
suppose you could have run in a different direction until nobody found you.
They had like a wall of like security people like really far off to like make sure that no weird people or no animals like
no weird people.
It was like Hands Across America. Is that what it's called?
No, I don't think that's what that was. I think the kid is he was basically, you know, wrong there, right? He's misguided. Those people were there to make sure the kids don't run off. That's what that was. You know, to instruct someone giving off that from that presenter, I guess. Make sure no kid run off. 4 days mean 4 days. Nobody can get off before that. If somebody runs, throw them back.
Movement.
I'm not sure.
Something like that, but they literally had people like surrounding the town.
A chain link like this?
They weren't literally chained, but they looked like they were.
I think I'd be concerned if a weird man just showed up at the border of a random ghost town.
Yeah,
so wait, yeah, no. Did you like? Were there scorpions in there?
Oh my god, I don't want to pause too much, but yeah, imagine that some weird guy walking in middle of nowhere in a ghost town. Like, why? First of all, so many questions. Why did you thought to come in the first place? Why you are? First of all, I would think that that's a ghost because. What would be the reasoning of some guy basically walking there suddenly? What, he just heard there are some kids there in some town? He's a pervert or something? I don't know. There was so many questions if I see just some weird man walking to some ghost town in middle of nowhere.
I never saw a scorpion. I saw jackrabbits.
A jackrabbit, that's terrifying.
And I tried to murder them.
Oh, I remember
Sorry,
that.
PETA, but I mean, like...
To a certain degree, you can't get all the scorpions out of the area.
I don't know if they put down their scorpion repellent.
Pesticide bomb
but
So already it had a good enough effect on his psyche since he's tried to murder certain animals, right? I mean, if there was a psychiatrist watching this video, he would tell you that this is not good, right? All this experience were already having a too much stressful effect on him. He tried to murder some animals.
I didn't see anything.
Did anybody see any critters that were dangerous?
Not that I know of. I think that's what the people. When we were out like jackrabbit hunting, we weren't really far off the area, but like we had obviously people like accompany us. We saw this. I remember seeing like cows and bulls, but they were tagged, so they like belonged to a farm. They weren't wild.
Not just wild
they
cows.
Weren't, yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if there are wild cows. But
very dangerous and a bit rude if I'm being honest. No, but the thing is, right? Because I was wondering, I was like, because they're making you sleep in these dusty old cabins with like, you know, probably space between the floorboards, right?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised you didn't come across any.
I wasn't there very long, so maybe there's some.
I'm curious. I'm curious if anyone else. If anyone else from Kid Nation knows if there were critters in or around your area, I want to know. That was a legitimate thing that I was wondering about. So you had to feed yourselves. You really were pretty much open to the elements. Like, was it insulated? Was it cold at night in there?
Oh, it was freezing. It was really
cold. They didn't
cold.
even keep you warm. You
I shivered.
Only a kid.
I shivered every night.
You shivered.
Yes.
They really genuinely put, like, because like the thing is, I'm just trying to figure out where the line between reality TV and they really are putting a kid in nature.
It was pretty, all right, so we had these.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised right now because I thought the line was pretty, you know, in that direction that, you know, no way this is real. But so far, lots of elements were real, which is, I don't know if I should be happy that reality show was actually trying to be reality show or should be frightened that they actually did this shit to kids. I would have been more happier if the reality show was bullshit. Let's just say that.
build houses, and then they stuff like 6 of us in there. Tiny thin mattresses, very thin blankets. In the middle of the night in Mexico, it's freezing. I'd have to wear like full clothing. I wouldn't be able to go in like PJs. I had like sweatpants and stuff.
I feel like there were a couple times at camp like that, but it was always like a little bit monitored. On the bus, when you were all coming in,
yes.
Did they tell you where you were going?
No, that bus ride was like 2 hours, and we had no idea. I remember I was just so we were at some random New Mexico hotel, and I was on the bus. I remember just like I was on the window seat, and I was like looking out the window. And I saw my mom and my sister, and we just like drove away, and I was like, shit, this is real. And then like, wow, and then we drove forever, and they never told it. They were like,
whose idea was it for you to get on this show?
Go on the show? I think it was like my mom's. I mean, like I was kind of interested in acting when I was little, and so I auditioned for this, like the new role, but
you were gonna have to do it.
Yeah, no, you were probably interested in being a cowboy at that age. Who gives a fuck about any of that? That's not relevant. Your mother literally pushed you there. I think, John should, ask her to come to interview. Like, why the fuck would you do this to your son? What's wrong with you?
Kind of interested in acting when I was little, and so I auditioned for this, like the new role, but
you weren't gonna have to do any acting.
Little did I know. And so we went to an audition in Boston, and like they were like, oh, we like you, but you're too young. And that was when I was 7, so it was a year before. And then the next year they were like, oh, I guess I still liked me, so they were like, you're 1 year older, so you're better now.
Well, they called your mom up and said, we got the perfect role for him. We're gonna strand him in a random location. You can't come.
Yes.
If you call the police, we'll come for you. We have people. You got a call from like an acting agency to your mom, and you were trying to do acting. You weren't like, I'm so ready for this social experiment.
Yeah, I was more into the playing a character and being in a nice movie set like this or something, and then
you didn't know. Thank you, by the way, for saying this is a nice movie set.
As soon as
You're
he said
in my
that,
actual basement.
As soon as he did the jaw-like tongue, the music played in the background, he just puffed off his chest. That's right. This is a movie set.
No, but it is pretty sick, though, isn't it, guys? It's a sick movie set.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So you weren't trying to get in a social experiment. Like, did you know that it was going to be like real, or did you think this was going to be fake? Like, what was the when you got off the bus? Did everybody suddenly realize it's more real than they thought?
I mean, I went in with like a whole different idea. Like, I was like, oh, I want to be like coolest kid. Basket. I'm gonna have a fun time. Like, I was expecting it to be more like an adventure. Like, oh, it's gonna be fun.
Right.
No like parents. Let's like drink root beer until like midnight. No one can tell us our bedtime kind of thing. I was like, oh, this is great. I got there. It was horrible.
Right. If I were a kid, I think I would think the same thing. Like, did you?
All right. So basically, his mentality was like, we're gonna do certain adventure, like going, basically to a camp or something like that, doing something. While the concept was survival, which doesn't make much sense to kids. Kids can't process that. Survival. Kids can survive on their own. That's the whole point of everything. So the whole concept of this show was survival. That they have to, with the limited resources, they have to fend for themselves and survive, let's just say. And these are kids. While these kids basically thought this is going to be somewhat adventure, like they're going to do certain things, it's going to be fun, it's going to be new experience, whatever. So this is completely two different directions, right? Two different things than what they thought it was, like how people go on a camp or something to have fun, do activities, and how this was a survival type of thing, but it's with the kids. It doesn't even make sense. Two things doesn't even go together. Small kids and survival, so what the fuck? And they had to cook themselves and eat it. Why not just fake it? Lots of things are fake. Lots of things you see on the TV, 90% of things is fake, even the reality shows, right? Even the things like Family Guy and South Park make jokes about this, like, a fucking fake world falls down in some of the reality shows or something. Why not just do that? Why'd you have to go all, we have to be ethical, it's a reality show, kids has to, make food and eat them too.
Did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
Yeah.
So I grew up watching Survivor. Like my parents and my family would always watch it, and that seems very authentic. So I was like, oh, it's going to be like a kid Survivor, but like there was a decent amount of intervention, and I think it was mainly because it was just like everywhere you turn there was a camera, and it's something you don't really realize when you're watching. Is that when you're actually there? There's like cameramen everywhere.
So what did your parents think of this whole thing?
I mean, so in the beginning they were all for it because it sounds like a cool adventure, like, oh, he's gonna go out. Like, it sounded like a little bit more extreme summer camp.
It
was a lot worse. But when I came back, they were like, My mom was very glad that I came home because she didn't realize how much she would like miss me after
Right.
having to like leave her child in New Mexico and go back to New
I
Hampshire.
would panic.
How long were you there?
Look, I'm just trying to picture this. I don't care what it is, right? Whether it's a camp or whatever you want to think about it. But, you know, giving your 8-year-old basically, you know, to somebody for a few days to certain weird reality show, I would panic. First of all, I would not make that decision. But if I do, after that, I would panic like, okay, my kid is not here. My kid is not here. 24 hours goes, 48 hours goes. Like, what the fuck? I would start to panic, anxiety attacks, right?
Like, from the time you got off the bus to the time you left.
So okay, so I was at Bonanza City for 4 days.
4 days.
And then when I left, I think it was like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I was in a hotel with one of like the PA. Do you call them PAs?
Production assistant.
Yeah. One of the PAs. I was just like in a hotel with it. That sounds really bad. Let me.
That does. I'm gonna. Was he? You know, was he hands off? Did he let you do what you wanted?
It's very nice. No.
Okay.
So we're getting the money's worth.
He
Right?
was just like,
the kid is not gonna go through the entire show. Yeah, we're gonna get our money's worth. Where's the PA?
brought me to like the mall. And we like we were having a fun time. Great guy.
Hands
Not
off
weird.
or hands on?
Very hands off.
Okay. So has this like followed you? Did your schoolmates find out about this and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I was the only kid from New Hampshire on it, so like it was talk of the town.
Right.
Yeah, it aired in my 4th grade. Everyone was like fine with it. And then I think as we got older and we got into that prepubescent, like prepubescent, I got a lot of backlash from it. A lot of
backlash. I don't understand. See, whenever I hear about this like backlash from like, wouldn't you think people would be like, oh, that's Jimmy, the sick kid from Kid Nation?
It was like, you're
That's not a teenager.
Put in the desert by producers. Like what? Why
You're thinking a bit grown up, like during the college years or something, where people are more sensible, let's just say. But no, during the high school and school type of times where, you know, people get really bitchy, right? They don't see the positive side of it. They just see the negative side. Like, why praise someone? Oh, look at that. That's my boy from our town. Yeah, no happy one. Look at that bitch. He just quit. That's what they would think.
Why would they make fun of you for that?
because I left early and I cried and they're like, I don't cry.
You were 8.
People don't cry. Apparently I'm the only person that cries.
You were not the only in the episode that I watched. Play the clip. Look at all them crying. Everyone cried. That's what I was gonna say. That's how I felt like I knew this was real. Like half the kids break down eventually. And I'm like, that's what I really want to know. That one scene where do you remember there's a scene where you're just crying somewhere?
In the back of a barn.
Did you really run away?
I actually did run away, and then the producers, or the Karen, found me and like, hey Jimmy, can we film you?
He did. That's what I said.
Yeah, he said that.
It's really what happened.
He came up to
He's just like, yeah, give me more of that.
Wait, they asked, like, do you mind if we film you? Like, this will be pretty good. And I was like,
this will be good. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was like,
this will be good?
Yeah.
Jimmy, I know you have no concept of anything. Your prefrontal cortex isn't even grown in yet. This is going to be great for ratings. Can you keep the waterworks coming?
I was like, whatever it takes.
Honestly, what?
So everybody basically sees a crying kid like, oh, poor kid, what happened to you? And ask like, what can I do to make you stop crying and make things better? This producers are wired differently. Like, oh, hell yes. Oh, look at that, a crying kid. Oh, that's the shot I want. Keep going. You know, if you don't pull yourself together, kid, you'll never, see your family. More crying. Let's go. Where is it?
Because I joked about that, but I'm like, because my feeling was, you're filming an 8-year-old crying. It's not fake.
No.
You can't be like Haley Joel Osment when you see him crying in AI or whatever movie when he's a kid actor. You're like, okay, so he learned to cry. But when a kid's like, you're like, oh, jeez. I couldn't believe anybody could just sit there and be like, because like silently like.
Yeah, kind of heartless.
So were there any was there a fallout from this? Was there like a lawsuit or anything?
I did not sue them, but they were sued a bunch of times. So kids drink bleach.
Jimmy's first heard of that.
So
glad you're here to tell me about it. So you go ahead and tell us about the bleach.
Yeah. So I was not there for that part, but so
glad you're here to tell me about it.
No.
So kids drink bleach.
What? Kids drank bleach? No. This did not happen. This did not. Oh my god. Wasn't this CBS network or something? CBS, one of the most anal people on the network, right? They don't even let some of the swear words speak off from somebody or something. They are really anal about. They were fine with this shit.
Jimmy, this is the first I've heard of that.
So
I'm glad you're here to tell me about it. So you go ahead and tell us about the bleach.
Yeah. So I was not there for that part, but kids don't know how to clean things very well. So they're like, this is dirty glass. Bleach.
You mean they wash the glass?
They instead of washing it with soap and water or just hot water, they used bleach to clean it.
And then drank from it.
And then they didn't wash it out very well. Next glass.
No, that's people should have known about that from the fucking start. Like, this is what we were doing, basically. As soon as we decided to put kids on a survival show, this is what the result was from the fucking start. Kids make their own food. I'm surprised one of the kids didn't die because of fucking food poisoning or something, right? And especially the conditions were fucked up. They were constantly cold. That's even makes things worse for the immunity. You're very easily prone to die. And they drank bleach because, they were washing their fucking dishes and things with bleach. Where the fuck were other people? Where the fuck were cameramen that time? Were they jacking off behind the barn or something? Like, fuck that. We got the, fucking video. Now fuck this kid. Just, walked away or something. If I were the, one of the guys who's suing, this was what, premeditated, I would have called this that. Like, you should have known that this is premeditated. I should sue you for near manslaughter, for fuck's sake. Kids nearly died. What the fuck is this? I mean, look, as soon as I saw that, I was like, my mind was, for the moment, just hit short circuit or something. Kids drank bleach, like, what the fuck? At least I thought that those cameramen and producer, with whatever, kept an OCD level of safety measures, because in the end, these are kids. At least they would have done that, if not anything. If they are making the kids eat their own food, make their own food and eat them and do everything, at least they kept safety net, right? OCD level of safety measures, like if somebody is always watching what kids are doing or something like that. Kids drank bleach because they were bleaching their fucking dishes. What the fuck? This is pissing me off, man.
Did they get sick? Did they get sick?
The ambulance came.
Oh my god! But was it like a real reaction from drinking bleach? Or was it a preventative ambulance?
It's bleach.
There's no way you feel good after drinking bleach.
Wow.
Another girl got burnt, like got really. I don't know how bad, but she got oil burns when she was cooking.
Still have her face?
Probably, hopefully, maybe.
Well,
probably not.
Hopefully. It, so maybe it's okay. Wait, no. So she got burned how?
She was cooking, and again, kids don't know how to cook, so they're like,
man, fuck this. Even the cooking, every single thing that I thought is wrong is coming out as wrong. Something is so obviously wrong. Who would have thought it is going to turn out to be wrong? Because it's obvious it's going to turn out to be wrong. Kids cooking their own food, of course there's going to be an accident. What are they thinking? Oh, maybe this is just certain countries' societal thing that kids need guardians. Otherwise, kids don't need guardians because kids are like adults. Let's do a social experiment. Is that what they thought? Every kid needs a guardian, a parent for this fucking reason.
At least 3 cups of oil in this pan.
Oh, and so they sizzled out.
It's not deep frying it. They just were trying to cook it, sizzled out.
God.
And I think, pretty sure they got sued for that.
Fire one of those producers right now.
I've never heard of it, and when you try to buy this thing online, there's one clip of this show online. Everywhere that it's listed, you can't buy it. It's not for sale. I assume the lawsuits they try to bury this thing.
Yeah, I think so too. But they gave well, at least me. I shouldn't speak for everybody else. They gave me a DVD of every episode, so I have all of them.
Okay, was there really one bathroom only?
Yes. Well, for the guys, no, because I peed behind almost every barn. Yeah, I peed wherever I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so was there really just one house for 40 kids?
Yeah, so it was actually right outside my room. And the funny thing was, if I woke up, there was a line of 20 kids waiting to use the outhouse. And I didn't
So that's really real.
That was really real.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, 40 kids?
Yeah.
40 kids, one outhouse? There's gonna be a line. The math.
I want to go potty. I never wait in line because I'm a fucking kid. I never wait in line in my house. And I'm in number 23 in the line what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Shows the line.
Yeah.
And there was 20 kids waiting for the one outhouse.
That's why I peed outside for those parts.
Creator was sadist.
See, you really were the smartest one.
Yeah, and then I also...
Girls have a bit of a problem with that. Just kidding. How does a girl pee on the outside? On the side of the house? Sorry, I didn't mean to spray you there. I gotta just ask one more time. There's no other way. There was no other way to relieve oneself.
No, and I did not defecate while I was there.
Jimmy, you didn't drop the kid. Your parents dropped their kids off.
All of that. Maybe I didn't hear it right.
Relieve oneself.
No, and I did not defecate while I was there.
He was there for 4 or 5 days, wasn't he? What the fuck? That means he didn't eat. That means that kids were making food and kids were eating their food. Nobody fucking checked how much they're eating. They were malnourished when they were there. I'm gonna blow my gas. This is just mother...
Jimmy, you didn't drop the kid. Your parents dropped their kids off, but you didn't drop your kids off at any pool.
I saw the outhouse. I saw a girl come out. I went in, and, and I just saw a lot of poop. And I was like, I can't do this.
You saw a lot of poop.
And so I got out, and I just did not go.
Open. You saw the scene. You saw the crime scene. You tried to
I'll
bleach
be
it
the
from your
same.
mind. Not literally this time.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't handle gross bathrooms and public toilets. And obviously kids going and managing a toilet, how the fuck clean is going to be? And no producer thought of that either. Somebody just came up with the fucking idea, kids are gonna cook, kids are gonna take care of their own fucking toilet, it will be one toilet in 40 kids, it's just like Survivor. Adults, kids, who gives a fuck, it's all same. Nobody's gonna get hypothermia or something because, nobody's thinking of a warm blankets in middle of a fucking empty desert, which would definitely get colder at night, right? After all this shit, oh look at that, they bleached themselves. Why is there bleach around that kid can handle, right? I mean, why are there certain things like what they had phenyl there or something like that, right? A kid can handle phenyl. There are massive stickers that behind every product like bleach. Keep them away from the kids. Didn't they get the fucking memo? So kids had free access to bleach without any supervision, and they just bleached their fucking, plates. I hope they got sued. They got sued properly, and they had to pay way too much money, at least. And at least few of them went to jail because those producers were sadists. I'm so glad I watched this video after watching yesterday's video because even being a bit cynical that I normally am, even I didn't see all this shit coming. This is just ridiculous. And this gives me a new insight into how show business work. Apparently, it's not all professional, right? I mean, somewhat you knew that, but in the end, you think that this is such a global scale thing that they have to follow certain rules and regulations and professionalism. Apparently not. Any moron can just walk up with an idea and do stupid shit like this and add it in on national TV. Nobody's going to do shit about it.
Wait, so can you just expand on the statement, I saw a lot of poop?
I was afraid that if I sat down, it would go in me.
And you'd get more up in there.
And I didn't want that to happen.
God
so I was
knows
like,
you have enough boiling up inside.
And so I was like, I can't do this.
You don't need an insertion.
And I look back, I don't know who would ever empty it. So like, it would literally just pile up.
So nobody emptied it?
I don't think so, because when I went in, it was kind of a tower.
It was a tower. I was wondering, like, if this really was. So they genuinely were like, do you want to watch cartoons, kids? Or would you like to have sanitation? Did you guys take showers?
So for the first 3 days, we didn't.
Oh god, I'm just feeling grossed out just imagining that it was a tower. Oh god, being a kid at that point. I remember, they were given this choice. Do you want a TV and Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny? Or do you want more fucking toilets? And I love how they were, what should we, they're pretending to think. Well, they already had the answer as soon as that guy said it, like toilet, definitely toilet. There must be more toilets. Fuck Bugs Bunny, I'm never seeing that guy again.
Not take a shower, but after our big event, when it had all the colored water all over us, then we took a shower for
Where were those showers?
They had them in little trailers.
So they could have brought you more porta potties.
Yes.
They just didn't wanna.
Yes.
They wanted to torture you.
What, you think it was logistics? There was just technical issues that they couldn't do. They could do a lot of shit. They could have taken this completely differently. They could have just faked it and provide all the fucking service. They could have asked their parents to leave some off the camera where they can see them, to make sure the kids' mentality is not damaged. right? Because you can't stick 8-year-olds and 12-years-old in this kind of situation away from their parent and not have some psychological scars.
On purpose.
Yes.
Did Jonathan Karsh have his own bathroom?
I think he had his own trailer. I'm pretty sure he had a nice luxury bed.
Okay, I gotta ask you about Jonathan Karsh. Mm-hmm. It's a creepy, strange alien lizard man, isn't he?
I think he was.
You think he was a reptilioid? Because whenever he was talking to you guys, he was very direct. He was just like, "You are looking like easy pickings down there."
Yeah, he would repeat the same lines over and over again because it would be like, "Oh, that take wasn't good enough." So he was very robotic. He'd be like, "In our town's objective is this," and then they'd be like, "Okay," and say it again. Then he would say, "In our town's objective." So he would repeat things over and over again. So we were really like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on?"
Is this guy like broken?
Yeah.
So kids have to have a realistic approach because it's ethical. We said it's a reality show. Kids have to do everything realistically, right? But that ass or presenters has to have multiple takes because his line wasn't properly. If kids are all doing realistic things and there is nothing fakery there, like they have to eat their food, they have to take care of their own shit, I think presenters can fuck up a line here and there and shouldn't be a second take there. Because you can't ask these kids to act like this is all real, and for them it was because they were suffering, and then some asshole comes down and repeat the same line over and over again. If I were one of those kids, I would probably try to burn his trailer right there, like, asshole, you're sleeping where we're sleeping, not in luxury.
He was talking at you, not really to you.
Oh, he definitely was. I mean, also, like, when I left, he just, like, towered over me. He was just, like, looking down. He was like, bye, bitch.
That's how, there's a few things, because we do media, we know certain tricks of the trade, and I noticed certain things that were, like, you could not fake. Like, you were looking up at this towering man, like, you're giving him this kind of look, and I'm like, my God, Jimmy's truly, like, in awe. Because normally, like, at that age, adults talk to you kind of in a different way.
They maybe get down to your level and try to have a conversation. Yeah. Nah.
But he's just like...
Power figure.
Well, I guess you're leaving, little boy. The door is that way. It was weird. I really thought it was weird. Were you creeped out by him?
I didn't feel safe around him, I'll say that.
You got it from the source. You didn't feel safe around Jay Karsh, the king. I don't know if you saw. Here, give me that. We put him right. That's where he was in the feudal economy.
Yeah, seriously. I love
call him Jay Karsh. What did you guys call him?
I didn't know his name.
You didn't know his name? That man? That specter that shows up
God damn it.
and taunts me with stars? So they didn't tell you...
These are kids, right? I mean, imagine when you were a kid, you don't remember strangers' name much. I mean, your world revolves around your few friends from the school and your parents. Apart from that, some distant shit like who's the presenter. You're not thinking that you can't remember his name. So to you, imagine that it's through your own eyes. You're suffering from all that. A strange man comes and speaks some days here and there, and as soon as the camera goes off, he just fucks off. Don't even have decency to talk to the kids. Just sits in his car and just fuck off into a trailer or something somewhere, living in luxury while all the kids suffer. Imagine that experience. This is just fucked up, man.
About the star until you didn't know about it until you left.
I think I knew about it like on the flight home because when I went in, my mom alluded to the idea like, oh, maybe you'll be able to win money. So they might have told her. I'm gonna confront her about that.
How'd you feel when you found out you lost a chance at the star?
I think you should confront her about many things that I'm not gonna say here, but many things. Like, if you have lots of psychological issues and have to, find a shrink, it's her fault, definitely, because it's this experience. You don't have to find some other thing. Maybe when you were 10 or something, you saw some homeless guy masturbating. Even that didn't fuck you up, right? It's definitely this one, because, I like to psychoanalyze things because, I like to, study these kind of things. I can already see it. How small things here and there that happen on this basically reality show in this ghost town would have accumulated. I mean, there are so many wrong things about this.
Even knowing,
I was a little bit pissed. I was like, because they didn't tell it. I don't know if that would have kept me around, but it certainly would have had a fact. It would have had a push to make me stay.
We wondered that because you walked out and then he's like, all right, here it is.
Yeah, I didn't know until like a few days later. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy. Do you know what happened to Jared 3 years before that day?
Today has been the worst day in 3 years.
I've been wondering that myself because I'm worried for him. I don't know what happened 3 years ago.
Something really bad happened
Something really bad happened to him,
Yeah,
and I'm scared.
So you said you were on the news about it?
Yeah. So I went on when I was 8, but it aired a year later. And so I was on the news, or there were like some fucking news channel, like around the time it was aired, and they were like, oh, we feel bad. You missed out on your chance to win a gold star, so we got you one for the studio. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get money.
No,
I was
it's
like,
fake.
look at this. I was like, wow.
That one's rounded. It doesn't even look
And
like
it's also
a
a
star.
paperweight that I accidentally broke.
Oh, it's a paperweight. How'd you break it? Enraged that people keep screwing me over. I'm just a little boy.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, this is probably worth $7.
I could see that at least. You could probably get it for $5.99 on Amazon. Maybe not these days. That doesn't even look like the same kind of star.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
So what are you up to these days? What have you gotten up to?
I'm going out to medical school in the fall.
Medical school. He's going to save lives. See, that's what happens to people who go through traumatic life events. So you're going to medical school for what field?
I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking like oncology right now, but I mean, it's probably gonna change.
Oncology. What's oncology?
Cancer.
Okay, I don't ever do this. I'm gonna pretend I knew what oncology was because I don't want to look that dumb. I know what most fields are. I didn't know the cancer field is called oncology.
It's a weird name. It's a really weird name.
Yeah. So Jimmy, what field are you going into?
Right now I think I'm gonna go into oncology.
Oncology. For all those of you who don't know, that's the cancer one. I knew that. I didn't ask off screen. So you should all feel stupid out there for not knowing that. Okay, so yeah, you're going into the field for like research or actual surgery or what kind of?
I'm thinking like I hope probably both, like research and like clinical work, like working with patients.
Nice, brilliant. Well, Jimmy, you seem like you're a real nice, cool guy. Has anyone ever described you that way? Told you that?
No.
Has anyone ever been nice to you?
No, people are nice to me.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on. But before you leave, we've got a little something for you. We wanted to right this wrong, okay?
Cool.
And we wanted to finally give you that star we feel you deserved. That's right. Bring it out, boys.
Let's go already.
There we go. Sorry, that's the best we can do. We're out of magenta on the printer. We can't go out and get any. Everything's closed. So here you go, Jimmy. How do you feel? There it is. That QR code. You just scan that. One free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. Let me disinfect that for handing it over to you. Gotta be a bit thorough there. All right. There it is for the big guy.
To say,
How do you feel, Jimmy?
complete.
You scan that code. One free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. We got to work with the times where. Yeah, hold that up. Wow. All right, Jimmy. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, John.
For sure, man. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not an interviewer. So I just have one final question for you. What do you regret more, Kid Nation or JonTron?
This has been a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna kill you for
After that, the kid disappeared. God damn it, this was such a good one. I'm glad people told me to react to this because I was gonna skip this over. Like, this is just one of those videos, right? Where they just, behind the scene Q&A type of thing. And I'm like, it's not gonna be that good. But holy shit, I'm so glad I reacted to this because I can't believe that, the shows can be this level of dumpster fire. God damn. I mean, this is just wrong, man. Seriously. There should be many lawsuits and, many parents and guardians should be basically, looked over for this shit. Like, how could you allow this? Somebody just came to you thinking there's a survival show for kids, give me your kids, and you just agreed? And what the fuck was government doing? I don't care about lawsuits now. There should be lawsuits on some government federal agency that look over shit like this. Like, You go after people, right? On the basically TV show, movie, even on YouTube, for any of the misword or statement about kids or anything, right? But you're fine with kids getting abused like this. I mean, you're not gonna say anything. This is not 1997, 1987, 2007. It was not that long ago. What the fuck? Right, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, check out the reaction, there's a link in the description, check out the cards for placing the link cards, and yeah, I'll see you next time.